topic that will be discussed in this investigation is World War II. What happened during this event and what caused it. For this, we're going to examine two different cultural products. Both are movies.
Both movies are based on the World War II, which dates back to 1939 until 1945. Conflict which involved most of the world, including Nazi Germany, Italy, and the USSR, the United States of America, and Britain. During the conflict, racial policies by the German government led to the massacre of millions of Jews in industrial ways, like if they were farming people, like if they were farm animals, and other ethnic minorities, such as the Slavs. During this time, there were a lot of Nazis that protected the Jewish too, and they hid them in their houses, gave them fake passports, but when these Nazis were protecting Jews, they were seen as traitors, and the superiors had the order to kill them.
The first cultural product we're going to talk about is Jojo Rabbit. Jojo Rabbit is a movie created in 2019 and directed by Taika Waititi. It relates a story about Johannes Bessler, a 10-year-old boy who grew into the Nazi propaganda and is a fanatic of Hitler and went into one of the Hitler Youth. He lives with his mother Rosie in Germany. They both are Nazis. Johannes is constantly imagining a friend, and not just any friend, but Adolf Hitler himself. His mother Rosie was protecting a Jewish girl in their attic. The movie is aimed at a young adult audience for them to understand what happened during World War II and the director's perspective of the event. With the help of the comedy, it makes a very catchy element for the public to understand the director's perspective, make young audiences think for themselves, to always listen to the minority being discriminated against and oppressed, and make your own opinion whether it is wrong or right, not just what the superiors tell you.
You can see how this movie is related to the topic, since the movie has a good explanation how World War II was lived during this time, how it affected the Jewish and its consequences. Also, the ideologies the Nazi Party had can be observed.
For the next cultural product, we're going to use Schindler's List. It's a movie that traces the life of Oskar Schindler, who was a German Catholic man. He served on the Czechoslovak army on 1938 with the rank of Lance Corporal in the reserves. Thanks to the network of German contacts, he secured a formerly Jewish factory owned by him. He started filling his factories with around 1,100 Jewish people to work in there to be protected from the Nazis. And the movie traces the roots of the Holocaust from the ideology of anti-Judaism and anti-Semitism to the rise of the Nazis in Germany.
Schindler's List was aimed at adult audiences of the Jewish community. The director, Steven Spielberg, created the movie as a tribute to his own culture, as he felt that he was strayed from his roots for a long time. It illustrates the ways in which the Nazis were cruel and inhuman against his people. It is ruthless and cruel in the way that it shows what happened in history and in concentration camps.
After taking to understand and analyze these movies, we can see some similarities and differences between both. As Schindler's List has drama and its objective are adults, Jojo Rabbit is a movie with the objective of making clear the point of view of the children during World War II. Both objectives show their protagonists finding out the Nazis are not the saviors they tell them and facing the ideologies they were supposed to follow from the Nazis.
First, we need to talk about the differences between Jojo Rabbit and Schindler's List. Schindler's List is a much more dramatic movie than Jojo Rabbit, being directed to adult audiences, since it was the way Spielberg wanted to be. While Jojo Rabbit has a more comedic side to it, making it for the younger audiences to appeal to them. Jojo Rabbit concentrates more on the childhood of the individuals that suffered under the Nazi regime and the Hitler and Youth things, while Schindler's List focuses more on the Holocaust.
Jojo got involved in Nazi ideology due to political indoctrination in his childhood, in things like Hitlerian youth camps and propaganda, while Oskar Schindler got involved in Nazi ideology because he was a businessman, who, if he joined the political behemoth that was the Nazi Party, would have gained massive advantages in business and opportunities.
During the film, Jojo was being raised, and Schindler was already a grown man trying to help people with what he had. Both movies contain information about the Nazi regime and how it affected the Jews. It can be observed how Nazis abused of the Jews and oppressed them just because of the ideologies of Adolf Hitler. They want to exterminate all the Jewish people.
In both movies, we can see how the main subject is World War II and how the both protagonists are linked to the Nazi party somehow. Jojo was raised by Adolf Hitler's Nazi ideologies, and Himmler was the owner of a factory where Jewish people worked during this World War II time. During their time in the Nazi party, they both realized how the Nazi ideology was dangerous for any person who was not German, and it was not good. So they both realized this by different ways. Jojo realized it when his mom was executed, and Schindler realized it when he saw how the Germans took the Jewish people and by the force, and they executed them. Then these both cases led them, the both protagonists, to face the Nazi ideology and be against it.
At the end, we can conclude by stating that both movies show aspects of Nazi ideology, regarding even sharing some of the same messages regarding the conditions in which the Jews lived. Yet, while Jojo Rabbit is in reality more funny, Schindler's List is much more solemn, serious, and created to reach a major audience.